Hey guys, I'm Lynnie with Sunflower Spirit Tarot, and I'm here with the message for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and any other significant placements. This is just going to be a general message, so whatever comes out, love, career, personal stuff, is what I'm going to read, okay? Spirit, what are the most important messages, predictions, and happenings for Virgo at this time and moving forward? What are the most important messages, predictions, and happenings to for from about and around Virgo at this time and moving forward? What do we have for Virgo at this time and moving forward? Virgo, what do they need to know at this time and moving forward? Okay. At the bottom of the deck, we have the King of Swords. This is somebody who is very much focused about their business. They're future-minded. They're thinking ahead. They're strategically planning for something in their future. That could be your energy if you are in the masculine energy right now. That energy is really just about somebody who knows what they want and they want to make a plan to go and get it. It's also about communication, honest communication, open communication, but also very direct communication. This is the card of like lawyers or people who use word, whether spoken or written, to it's like, you know how the King of Wands uses action, what they do, right? The King of Swords is definitely someone who relies on their mental power or strategy in order to get what they want out of a situation. At the center of the spread here, we got the Ten of Swords, which talks about an ending. But just under that, we have the Ace of Wands, which talks about a brand new beginning. So something had to end, possibly you cutting something off if you're in this masculine energy. If you're in the feminine energy, you might have recently broken up with your masculine. They might have decided that they wanted to focus on work. Yeah, we got that King of Swords back out. The Seven of Wands is the overall energy here, which talks about perseverance. It talks about not giving up. It talks about seeing things through. It talks about defending your position. So somebody might be really guarded when it comes to you. I'm not really sure why. We have the Seven of Wands, like I said, is the overall energy. I just wanted to show you guys that. And clarifying this Seven of Wands, we have the King of Swords once again, the King of Pentacles, and the Wheel of Fortune. So somebody is seeking to get to a more stable place. I feel like that's financially. I feel like somebody is trying to prepare themselves for the future. I feel like they are thinking about their long-term goals as opposed to whatever it is that is currently bringing them joy. This is almost like somebody who feels like they really need to get serious about their life. So if you're in the masculine energy, this is somebody who feels like that you feel like you really need to get serious. It's time for you to buckle down, and I feel like that you think the people around you they may not be assisting you in that way. It's interesting because I feel like there's a sacrifice being made, and there is this energy of trying to heal from that. And just under the Four of Cups, this is the bottom of the deck, just under the Four of Cups, we have the Star. It's like trying to heal from some sort of great disappointment, or separating yourself from something, or making some sort of great sacrifice. I feel like whatever you're sacrificing, for those of you in the masculine energy, I'm just going to speak the rest of the reading as if I'm speaking to the person in the masculine energy, because that's what's coming through really, really strong. And even if you are in a feminine body, you can still be embodying this masculine energy, right? Because we all have the capacity for both. And right now, with this masculine energy, this is anybody who is more focused on their sense of security and more focused on what they can build for the future as opposed to instant gratification. That's what I feel like. I feel like somebody is cutting out something that brings joy right now for something that's going to bring greater joy later down the line. It's like I said, really settling down, really getting yourself in a position to thrive later on down the line. It's like making an investment in your own future. And I feel like whatever it is that you're letting go is something or someone from your past. And the reason why I say that is because we have the Five of Cups, we have the Six of Cups, and this is the top row here, and the the Five of Cups, the Six of Wands, and the Six of Cups, right? So this to me talks about moving away from this energy of sadness and getting back into this energy of play, or this energy of innocence, or this energy of just wanting to have fun, being surrounded by joyful people, just wanting to have a good time. But what I'm seeing is like somebody is moving away from this, but I don't think this is you. I think this Six of Wands energy is whoever you are moving on from, or whoever is moving on from you. It could be that you were connected to someone or something, whether it was an old job or an old relationship, where you couldn't see yourself really growing there, and you felt like it was time for you to sacrifice this thing, but it's kind of just like moving ahead like without you. And that's what's really interesting here, is because it's like this is your decision to move on from this thing, but it's almost like there's some pain associated with the fact that this person or this thing is just going to keep on going. It's like when you have a job that you hate, and you feel like it's an unhealthy environment, or you feel like the people around you aren't very supportive, or you're in a relationship where you really want to grow, you really want to create something new for yourself or better for yourself, and your partner or this job or this thing, whatever this relationship is to you, whatever this is that you're in relationship with, it's like it didn't want to grow with you. It just wants to keep having a good time. It wants to keep things not on a superficial level, but like almost like childlike, and it's just going forward without you. And I feel like that's causing a lot of pain. It's a lesson that you had to learn. So this is the middle row here. We got the Ten of Swords at the center with the World card and the Nine of Wands here. So I feel like whatever this is, it's brought you a great deal of discomfort or actual pain. I don't think there was like this crazy betrayal or anything similar to that. But what it feels like is like that this is for the best, but you don't want this thing to be moving on without you. Like, let's say you were the star person at your job, right? And everybody depended on you, and you knew where everything was. You could help people in other departments. It's like you had it on lock like that. And it's almost like in your mind, you were like, without me, this whole company is going to fall apart. And you are realizing that that's not true. And that there's not going to be this huge fanfare just because you've made a decision that you need to make. It's almost like you thought that this would be more climactic, like this would be more, it would end in a bang as opposed to a fizzle. And whatever this is just kind of fizzling out of your life. And you thought because this was such a significant ending for you, that it was going to be more to it for some reason. And that is bringing you a lot of disappointment, because you almost feel like, well, did I ever succeed? Was I ever valued? Did people even care that I was there? Or it's something like that. And that's what's bringing the sadness. It's not actually the sacrifice that you're making, or it could be, and that could just be with the way that you're processing it, right? By making it more about kind of the way that the person or the thing is just kind of moving on without you, and just continuing on to live life like without you. And like I said, I feel like it's for the best. You just didn't expect it's not that you feel useless, but it's just like this energy of you feeling like, was I ever valued? Because this person or this thing is able to just move on so freely, and I'm still hurting from having to separate myself. This was a big deal. It's a huge part of my life, and now I'm moving on, and there's no cake, there's no balloons, there's nobody telling me, hey, you're doing the right thing, you're going the right way. And I just want to remind you that as long as you know that you're doing the right thing, as long as you feel like you're going the right way, that's all the confirmation that you need. Oftentimes, what this looks like is what we do when we make a huge decision. We always want that external validation that we have made the right decision. And sometimes it's just not going to come. Sometimes that's just not going to happen. Sometimes you're not going to get the validation that you seek. Sometimes when you break up with somebody, they're just going to say, okay, I understand. I knew it was coming, and good luck to you. They're not going to be devastated. This is like you wanting the other party to be just completely devastated or destroyed, or to somehow be stunted because you're no longer there, which is a huge, ego thing, because I feel like you think that the response to you leaving, this is like you giving your 2 weeks or something. And this may not be your exact situation. The situation that I give are just how I relate the energy. It may not be your exact thing, but it's almost like somebody giving their 2 weeks and their boss just going like, okay, well, what are you going to do next? Good luck. It's not going to be this huge thing. It's big for you because I feel like you've really had to come to terms with having to make this decision. And with this part of your life, kind of being over. So when you finally get up the nerve to have this conversation or to send that letter in for your resignation or whatever you do, like, or however we can relate this energy, right? It's almost like you expected people to be like, no, you can't go, we need you. And, you know, like this kind of overly dramatic response. And that didn't happen. They're just like, okay, well, are you ready to train your replacement? That type of thing is really cold. And it's kind of, it makes you feel as if you were not valued. But I will tell you that whatever you bring to a situation has tremendous value. I mean, just on the spread, we have 3 kings here. The only king that we don't have is the King of Wands, which lets me know that whatever this is, you at some point lost your passion for, or something else with the Ace of Wands here has gotten your attention, or has ignited your passion. There is something that you're super excited about. Let's move on from the heavier energy. Let's get into the lighter energy here. This is the bottom row. We got the Ace of Wands in the center with the Page of Wands and the King of Cups here. What this tells me is that you are in a more mature emotional state. Whatever body you're in, regardless of your body, this is the masculine. This is the kind of more the more masculine way of showing your emotions, which is not necessarily wearing your heart on your sleeve, but being very emotionally connected to the things that you do. And I feel like that also lends itself to why you might be so devastated that the other party isn't devastated, or that things aren't at a holdup or at a standstill simply because you're not able to participate in these things anymore. But like I said, we're going to focus now on more the positive energies. I feel like whatever this is, it makes you feel a sense of joy that you haven't felt in a really long time. And I feel like you had to disconnect from whatever it was in your past that was holding you back from exploring this. This could also be something that you are going back to. The reason why I say that is because the Page of Wands is connected to the 6 of Cups by the 10 of Swords. This is the diagonal down. I wish I could show you my face and the cards at the same time, but I don't have that kind of setup right now. I am working on it. But we have the Page of Wands with the 10 of Swords and the 6 of Cups. And what's interesting to me about this is that I feel like this is something, you're going back to something that maybe in your past, like you got poo-pooed on for, like people made fun of you, or it's like something that you used to do or you used to think was cool, or some iteration of that, right? It's some translation of that same passion that you had when maybe you were younger, something that really excited you, and now that passion has been reawakened in a different way, in a more mature way, in a more meaningful way, in a way that you can use to create a sense of stability. Even if you were working in IT before and now you're working as like somebody's like social media manager, somehow this relates to some sort of passion that you had when you were younger, some sort of passion you had either in your childhood, or just something that brings you a lot of joy that you were somehow brutally and painfully disconnected from. I'm not sure what caused that disconnection in the initial place, but I'm glad that you are able to rediscover it. Now, the 7 of Swords being the overall energy here tells me that whatever it is that you are working towards is not going to be attained without a lot of hard work, without a lot of discipline, without a lot of perseverance. And I'm just going to tell you, Spirit says that you're not going to see a lot of mile markers on the way. You're not going to get the external validation that you think that you desire or require as you pursue this new passion. People aren't going to want to talk to you about it, and you probably don't have a lot of people in your space or in your circle that you want to communicate these things to. And even if you do, it's like they don't understand, or they don't get why you would leave this one thing for this other thing, or why you would leave a relationship with your high school sweetheart to just be single and kind of do your own thing and live life on your own terms. Nobody's gonna get it. Nobody's gonna understand. So there's honestly, I'm not gonna say there's no point in talking to people about it. Obviously talk to the people that you trust, but don't expect them to validate your vision, okay? That's really something that I keep wanting to say that feels very strong as far as what Spirit wants you to know is like this is not going to be something that is validated by anybody outside of you. You are going to have to really believe in your vision. You're going to have to really believe in your dream in order to persevere. And there are going to be times where you might want to give up just because you feel like you're not seeing the results that you should be seeing for the work that you're putting in. But I feel like this is going to be fruitful, and you're going to get whatever you put, you're going to get out of it whatever you put into it. So if you give up midway through and you don't see any results, you can only blame yourself. And that might also be a lesson for you too. You might tend to um, give up on things once they stop being like fun. You might lose your passion for things once they stop bringing you a sense of joy or emotional fulfillment. But I do feel like there's going to be a lot of emotional fulfillment in whatever it is that you're moving towards or moving to, because I feel like you've been seeking validation once again and all of these external things, looking for this job or this person or this situation to be your salvation, to give you a sense of purpose, to give you a sense of meaning. And really, as human beings, we have this amazing capacity and capability to create and channel our purpose into anything that we do. It doesn't matter if you work the most stale 9 to 5 known to man, you can still inject or feel a sense of purpose or find something that you really connect to in that thing. It doesn't matter if it benefits your life in the sense of, like, let's say you do something like you build engines or something, I don't know, on an assembly line, and you just feel like, oh, it's just tedious, monotonous work, the same thing every day, every day, every day. But as human beings, we can always find a sense of purpose or find something to be passionate about within that thing, even if that's not exactly what it is that you're trying to do. Remember that you're trying to build something here. What you're trying to do is create something long term, something that won't leave you. I literally that just came into my mind, something that won't leave you or something that can't leave you. It's possible that, especially with this masculine energy here, that you're looking for something that you can do, that you can be in complete control over, so that it can't just leave you, it can't just get up and abandon you, right? That might also be why you might feel like you need to be single right now, so you can really focus on yourself, so you don't have to worry about having to divest your attention from the relationship to whatever you're passionate about, especially if you are in a relationship where the other person might want all of your time. And for those of you who are in a relationship and don't necessarily want to be single, this is just talking about what you feel brings you a sense of personal fulfillment. All the things that you thought would do it aren't doing it. And I'm going to tell you right now, you will get fulfillment from what you're doing, from what you're starting, but that should not be the source of your happiness or the source of your joy. All right, Virgo, this is what I have for you guys today. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this gave you what you needed, and I will see you next time. Bye.